everyone. So for Friday's video here this week, kind of closing out the week, I wanted to summarize what I've covered in this week's videos. It's been a short holiday week for those in the US, though not for those in the UK here. Um, I didn't intend necessarily for these videos to be thematic this week, but intuition guided me that way, as it often does. So this week, Monday and Tuesday, I started off talking about coaching very generally, and then specifically, what is intuitive coaching? What are the things that I provide as a coach, and what are the main objectives and responsibilities of a coach as I see them? And I tried to be very sort of transparent about that, about my style, about what you receive as a client, and be very upfront about what I feel is, the inherent value of it, and how the whole point is to get down to your authentic self, to help the client uncover that using intuition. And then on Wednesday, we transitioned into talking about authenticity. Again, I didn't intend to, but just sort of talking about how, when you're in business, the truth resonates. And if you're not passionate about what you're doing, if you don't believe in what you're doing, people can tell, whether that's in your job or in terms of what you're selling as services. The truth has a ring to it, as we know when we're giving intuitive readings, but also, just when you're talking to people and when you're being sold on something, you can tell if it's authentic or not. And as a result, you may or may not choose to give your business to that person or that company. On Thursday, Thanksgiving Day in the US, I talked about sales and marketing and how a lot of times, we can enter into business thinking, okay, we have to dedicate X amount to, sales and marketing, have this whole strategy. And I talked about how it's important to have the structure in place to, have things, say, like a website, if you feel that's important, or have things in place to point people to, this is what I do, this is how you can contact me, etc. But that if you're out there in the world owning who you are and what you do, owning your true nature and purpose, and talking it up and just living it, that resonates with people. People pick up on that and they remember it and they want to learn more. And so they ask about it and they refer people to you. And so it has this sort of natural snowball effect of, you start attracting business to yourself without even really trying all that much. As long as you're out there taking the true next steps, the bridges that we talk about, in the creative structure, as long as you're doing that, you don't have to worry so much necessarily. You might still advertise, but you don't have to be so caught up in all of that you're so caught up in that world that you're not really present to the actual services that you're providing. And the same thing goes for, when you're going for a job interview. It can be uncomfortable and feel somewhat unnatural to be selling yourself and talking about, your skills and your experience and your knowledge. But again, that comes back to owning yourself and honoring who you are. We all have, special talents and gifts that we've, been given. We all have a true nature and purpose, the reason why we're here on this earth. And so own it. You're here to contribute. And so own it, celebrate it, and get it out there. You're there to serve others and serve yourself. So I just wanted to summarize all that today because I realized that, again, inadvertently, there is a theme, or there was a theme here this week, and I thought it'd be nice to stitch it all together to close out the week, particularly because it's a holiday week, so keep this short and sweet. So that's it for me today. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, if you want to learn more, if there are specific topics that you'd like to hear more about, or if you're interested in coaching. I offer free introductory sessions where we can do a sample reading. I can answer your questions. I can tell you a little bit more about intuition and the coaching, the structure that I provide. So please feel free to message me on Instagram or email me at Katie, KATIECORC @gmail.com. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend and look for the Sunday Inspiration on Instagram. I'll be back with more videos again next week. Have a great day. Bye bye.